First, let's understand what is a ratio. So we generally hear that A by A is to B, that's the ratio. So that's basically talking about A by B, right? So if I say the ratio of weights of A and B is 3:4, that technically means weight of A by weight of B would come out to be 3/4. That does not mean weight of A is 3 kgs and weight of B is 4 kgs. This is a wrong interpretation. This is one of the possible interpretations, I agree. This could also be weight of A could be 6, then weight of B has to be 8. Or it could be 60 and 80. It's 23s or 24s, or simplify it. The ratio is generally given as simplified version. Maybe I can also talk about the ratio of weights of A and B as 6:8 as well. But what you need to understand is this, that it doesn't matter if it's a simplified or maybe in slightly complex ratio, but fundamentally that ratio does not actually talk about absolute values. That is, the weights are not 6 and 8 or 3 and 4 or 60 and 8. It could be anything. All we can only say is that if I divide the actual absolute values, I should be getting this ratio. We'll also see what is the ratio of A to B. That's fundamentally asking A by B. The ratios are generally A to B is A by B. So that's a basic ratio. Ratio is a very fundamental concept that is useful for us to actually reduce the number of unknown variables into fewer unknown variables. This is inserted as a clue. If you ask me, the very basics that you need to know as percentages, fractions, decimals, and ratios. These are common set of things that will keep repeating across multiple concepts. And if you have to actually get these basics right and then jump into advanced concepts or derived concepts. So ratios, let's look at an example. Let's say there's a stick and it's broken into 2 pieces. So stick 1, stick 2, and the actual stick is, let's call it to be S. So length of stick 1 is unknown, length of stick 2 is also unknown, and let's assume the length of big stick is also unknown to us right now. Let's say I've given you an information that says the length of big stick is 10 centimeters. Can I say what is the length of stick 1, stick 2? Not yet. There are still 2 unknown quantities. All I can comment is this, that let's assume there is no wastage, things like this. So it should be length of the big stick, that is 10 centimeters. This is the one equation I can write, but I cannot individually comment on this. It could be 8 centimeters and 2 centimeters. It could be 1 and 9 centimeters. There are infinite possibilities for stick 1 and stick 2 lengths just based on the given information. So what are the number of unknown quantities? 1 and 2. So there are multiple ways to set the clues, and one of the ways is giving the ratio as a clue. If I say the ratio of length of stick 1 to stick 2 is 3:2. What are the lengths of stick 1 and stick 2? Yes, I can find that. Whenever you see these ratios, immediately what you can understand is this. I know that L of S1 by L of S2 is given as 3/2. I can assume the absolute values like this, 3k and 2k. K is a new variable I am assuming. It's a new variable that I am assuming, but 3k by 2k, right? I am assuming the actual value of stick 1 is 3k and stick 2 is 2k. 3k, 2k gets cancelled, they will satisfy this given condition as 3/2. If you observe this, earlier I had 2 unknown quantities, LS1 and LS2. Now I only have 1 unknown quantity. If I know k, I can answer both LS1 and LS2. You see, this clue on ratio is making me to reduce the number of unknown quantities into 1, or helping me to at least cut down the unknown quantities. Now I can put in this equation. LS1 is 3k, LS2 is 2k. So the total is 10 centimeters, so 5k is 10, so k is 2. Now I have the value for k, so this will be 3 into 2, 6, and this will be 2 into 2, 4. These are the absolute values. Stick 1 is 6 centimeters long and stick 2 is 4 centimeters long. 6 plus 4 is 10 and 6 by 4 is 3 by 2. I am satisfying all the given conditions. Right? So that's what we are trying to say by saying it would help us to convert multiple unknown variables to fewer. Let's assume there are 3 parts, S1, S2 and S3. So then it's LS1 plus LS2 plus LS3 is 10. I can only comment on this based on the given information. There are 3 unknown quantities. Let's assume this clue is again given. The ratios of lengths LS1 is to LS2 is to LS3 is given as 1 is to 2 is to 2. Then I can immediately transfer this clue into, so actual value of LS1 can be assumed as k, that's 1k, LS2 as 2k and LS3 as 2k. So LS1 plus LS2 plus LS3 will translate to k plus 2k plus 2k is equals to 10. So that's 5k is equals to 10 and k will be 2. So I can again put it. So what is the absolute value of LS1? That's 1k. That's by 2 centimeters, 4 centimeters and 4 centimeters. Right? That's how I can solve it. You see again 1, 2, 3 unknown quantities. I've converted them into just one single unknown quantity. If I know k, I can answer the 3 variables LS1, LS2 and LS3. That's the advantage of ratio. So if you ever see a ratio being given in the question, technically it's a clue they've given that should help you to cut down the number of unknown quantities in the given question. So let's get into problems. As we recommend, do pause the video and try these questions on your own and then continue watching these videos to see how we have solved them. So they are saying if there are 3 numbers in the ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 4, let's assume the numbers to be A is to B is to C, A, B and C. So the ratio is 2 is to 3 is to 4 and half the sum of these 3 numbers is 27. So 27 is basically half the sum of the 3 numbers. So 54 is equals to the sum of the 3 numbers. So this is one clue I have. Now I can use this clue. How many variables I have? A, B and C. 3 unknown quantities. But this ratio clue is going to help me to cut that down. A is to B is to 3 is 2 is to 3 is to 4. So A can be taken as 2k, the absolute value. B can be taken as 3k and C can be taken as 4k, where I have taken a new variable k. So 54 is equals to 2k plus 3k plus 4k. So sum would be 54 is equals to 9k, k is 6. So A will be 2 into 6, 12, B will be 3 into 6, 18 and C will be 4 into 6, 24. These are the 3 numbers that will satisfy the given condition. So the workers in 3 shifts of a company are in the ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 5. 3 shifts. So let's assume shift 1 is to shift 2 is to shift 3 is this. So what can I write? The absolute values as 2k, 3k and 5k. If 10 workers are increased in each shift, the ratio becomes, let me assume the new ratios as S1 dash is to S2 dash is to S3 dash is 5 is to 7 is to 11. Find the total number of workers in the 3 shifts after the change. So this is this. What is the change? They're adding 10 workers everywhere. So what will be S1 dash? I know initially I had 2k, now they have 2k plus 10. S2 dash would be 3k plus 10 and S3 dash would be 5k plus 10. That's adding 10 people in each of the shift. Now they gave this ratio. Let me just pick only and S1 is to S2. S1 dash is to S2 dash is 5 by 7. That's good enough. 2k plus 10 is this S1 dash and 3k plus 10. So that's 2k plus 10 by 3k plus 10 is equals to 5 by 7. So 7 2s are 14k plus 70 is equals to 15k plus 50. K is equals to 20. So this means initially we had 40, 60 and 100. Now we have 50, 70 and 110. See 5 is to 7 is to 11. What are the total number of workers after the change? 50 plus 70, 120 plus 110, that's 230 workers. Initially we had 200 workers. Right, that's how you can solve this question. So immediate thing that you should think of when you see a ratio is convert this ratio into absolute values. Right, and then they'll give you some other piece of information, add them, multiply or subtract and get the required variable, new variable that we assumed, and then you can find the required values.